Hello, I'm Carole, and this is Lisa, and we're here to share with you a practice that is specifically designed for your flow days. So those days where you're on your period and maybe your energy levels are a little low, this is a kind of a pause for you to kind of replenish and be ready to kind of move on to the next phase. So we'll begin with a supported child's pose, and you can do it either without any props if you prefer, but I always think it's nice to use lots of props, especially when you are on your moon cycle. So it's really nice to prop up a block and then put the bolster on top. And then I'll have Lisa put one knee on each side, and she'll come into child's pose. But please know that if you don't have props available to you, you can do this without them, or you can use a pillow off your bed. Now I'd like for Lisa to just take some time to settle in, and then allow the belly to be soft, particularly when we're on our moon cycle. We want to feel softness there in the belly. A sense of really almost a surrender. As you settle into the pose, begin to feel an overall quality of softness, of letting go of any thoughts. Just be present in the moment. Lisa is currently in the middle of her own fertility journey, and so she feels a real connection to this content and to this practice. And so it's our intention for you to know that you're not alone and that we're here to support you. If your head is turned to one side, we'll go ahead and turn the head to the other side. Just creating space. Creating space for your emotions around this time, any emotions that might arise throughout your practice. Because I really want you to give yourself permission to feel where you are at this point in your process. Sometimes when we're in the process of trying to conceive, that day you get your period is a little bit of a sad day. So allow yourself to feel that. But also see that this is the beginning of a brand new cycle, a brand new opportunity, a brand new beginning. All right. Let's use our arms to press up. And Lisa, I'm going to have you turn and face the side of the mat. We're going to come into a straddle, a dragonfly. So I'm going to have your legs go out wide to the sides. And really nice. And the distance between the legs is completely individual and up to you, but I just want you to feel a nice stretch here in the inner leg. And then I know Lisa likes props for this, so I'm going to give her a couple of things that she can use. And some people like to just have their elbows or their hands on the floor. Otherwise, it's really nice to use props so that you can completely settle in and rest the head. So allowing this practice to be a rest and reset. So in a way, it's us clearing out any residue from the previous cycle, letting go of any expectation, any disappointment, letting go of the residue of various emotions so that we've got space for that new beginning. And checking in again with the belly, make sure it's completely soft. You want softness to be your mantra. So at this point, we've got a little under a minute left in this pose. So if you would like to come in a little more deeply into the pose, or if you want to back out of the pose a little bit, give yourself permission to do either of those things. Really see this time of the month as a time to really nourish yourself and nurture yourself. One more breath. And using the arms to press yourself back up. We're going to come into Supta Baddha Konasana. It's a reclined butterfly pose, and there's lots of ways you can do it. You can lay directly on the floor and do it that way, or as you know, I like to use a lot of props, so that's the way I'm going to show it here. So a block at the end of the mat and propping up the bolster on top. And then sitting with your hips right up against the bolster so that you can feel the contact between the fabric of your pants and the fabric of the bolster. And then depending on what props you have available, you could put a pillow under each knee or a block. But the way I'm going to show it today is with a blanket. And so you'll open it up so it's nice and long like a rectangle. And we'll roll it up. Place it here on the tops of the feet. So remember, the feet are together in a prayer, and then you'll curl each end underneath the ankle area. So that supports the joints, and then we'll recline down onto the bolster. So you really want to create this nice little cozy little nest there for the feet. In this pose, you can really allow the belly to be super soft. So this pose is a really beautiful blend of like a yin pose and a restorative pose, because we're getting the activation here in the inner seam of the leg, which activates the kidney line. Then a nice opening in the chest, in the belly. Allowing your body to process and let go of anything that isn't helpful. The energetics of our flow days are literally to let it flow, to really embrace that downward energy. And so rather than holding on, we practice letting go. Without changing anything about the breath. I just want you to get a general sense of the length of the inhale and the length of the exhale. And typically, one half of the breath is longer than the other. So if you notice that was the case for you, I'd like for you to lengthen the shorter half of the breath to match up with the longer half, so that we have an equal, harmonized breath. That feeling of balance and harmony in the breath can spread balance and harmony throughout your system. And letting go of the equal breath so that your breath is just completely natural and organic. Then roll over to the left side and pause for a moment. So you can either roll directly onto the floor, or you could stay partially propped up. Really honoring that left side of the body, the feminine, mothering side. Then we'll use the arms to press up. And our next pose, our final pose, is Shavasana. So you can lay directly on the earth without any props, or it's really lovely to have a bolster under the back of the knees. So you can have your head this way and then your feet this way. And really listen to your intuition. You may want to snuggle up on the couch for this Shavasana. You might want to surround yourself with props and pillows. Whatever would make you feel really, really nourished. And then make sure that the arms are a comfortable distance out from the body, because that also just kind of invites in that energy of freedom and flow. It's that feeling of openness. And same with the palms facing up. It's a sign to the universe that you're ready to receive. Some days it may feel really nourishing to set a blanket or a pillow on the belly. It's very grounding. Checking in that you're soft through the jaw, soft through the mouth. In fact, even let your tongue be heavy. There's this energetic relationship between the mouth and the vagina. So you really want to have this soft, supple quality to the mouth and the jaw. Almost a sense of separation between the top and bottom teeth. Softening the brow and the forehead. If you have extra time, it would be a really lovely idea to linger here a little bit longer. Maybe even allow yourself to drift off to sleep. Otherwise, we'll begin to deepen the breath. Find a little movement through the fingers and the toes. Rolling to the left side. Using the arms to press yourself up. Take a moment with one hand to the heart and one hand to the belly. Really send nourishment through the palms into the body. Namaste.